Hello, Arish.
Hello.
Hi, Arish.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
How was the Christmas?
It was good. Yeah.
Okay.
Very nice.
We were doing, I think, probability.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a second.
Did we do eco last time?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember. What do you want to do today? Economics?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Take out. What we have done last time?
Last time we did.
This we have done.
Yes.
I think we were doing progressive, regressive, and proportional taxes. Right?
Yeah.
What is progressive taxes? I told you last time.
Yeah. Progressive taxes on progressive tax is basically a tax which which increases which increases progressively. So say if the taxpayer's average tax was like so say it increases with income.
No. Actually, everyone thinks progressive taxes means which increases because of income only.
Yeah.
But that is not the only answer. Actually, basically the thing is, as the income goes up or the person is poor, he is getting lesser burden of tax. You are right to some extent. Not I'm not saying that is right or wrong. Actually, basically you can think that progressive tax means when the income is rising, the taxes are rising. That's true. But here we want to say the burden of tax is more on the higher income group and the burden of tax is lower on the lower income group.
Okay.
That is a progressive taxes. Whereas the income is rising, and regressive tax is just the opposite. We will say the opposite thing, that when the income is lower, the tax burden is more. When the income is higher, tax burden is less. Actually, if we say that higher income group is going to pay higher taxes, that's true, not wrong. But when we talk about regressive taxes, then we cannot say what is the difference between progressive and regressive taxes. Okay. Regressive taxes in which the taxes burden is more on the poor people. And the third one is proportional taxes. That means depends upon the person to person. It goes on increasing proportional taxes. That means some part of the income goes to these taxes, like flat tax, you can say. That is a flat tax which is flat for everybody. Income tax at the rate of 10%, Proportional taxes system has introduced in the country within the Central and Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
That's what is given, right?
Mhm.
Then it is a proportional tax rate. Okay, now let us see. I was trying to rotate, but it's not rotating. Okay. Then relating progressive, regressive, and proportional taxes to minor and average rate tricks.
Yeah.
What is minor rate of tax? As you have done minor revenue or minor cost, remember?
Yeah.
What is marginal revenue? What is average revenue? Suppose
So,
you are.
So
Please
it
carry on.
isn't a marginal rate of tax like the tax rate you pay on an additional, like say if it was in dollars, an additional dollar of income, you'd pay tax on that.
Yeah, bilkul. Right. Delta T upon delta Y.
Yeah.
It is the change in tax due to change in income.
Yeah.
Whatever the additional income is coming, what your tax are paying, that is a minor rate of tax.
Yeah.
And average rate of tax means total taxes paid over income.
Yeah.
Suppose you have paid 10,000 pounds of tax and your income is for 5 lakh. So you will say I have paid only 2% of tax.
Yeah.
But if your taxes are 10,000 and you have your income is 2 lakh, then you will say it is 5% of tax. That means average rate of tax and proportional rate of tax, nothing else. And the questions are also very simple. Just go through this question. Assuming that all income between 30,000 and 38,000 is taxed at the rate of same rate.
Yeah.
If the total tax paid is 4,000 when the income is 30,000 and 6,000 when the income is 38,000, what is the minor rate of tax? When it is 30,000, it is 4,000.
Yeah.
When it is 38,000, it is 6,000. So what is the change in income? Income is 8,000.
Yeah. 8,000.
And change in tax is 2,000.
Yeah.
So 2,000 over 8,000 is 25% of tax.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is the total tax paid at a rate of something? So you will say, suppose at a rate of 38,000, you are paying 6,000. So average rate of tax is 6,000 over 38,000.
Yeah.
That is the average rate of tax.
Mhm.
And at a rate of 30,000, it was 4,000. 4,000 by 30,000. That means it will be whatever it may be.
Mhm.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's not asking was the average rate. He's just asking for the what we call it minor rate of tax, right?
Yes.
The principle of taxation. Okay, what do we want to say about taxation? Basically, the whether the tax is bad or good, according to the taxpayer, the tax is bad,
Yeah.
and according to government, tax is good.
Yeah.
The person who is receiving is feeling to be very good. Poor people says tax are very good because they are not bound to pay any tax.
Mhm.
They are just getting subsidies or benefits.
Yeah.
Because when the taxes are covered from the people, they are getting the benefits. If the incomes are not covered from the high rich people, then they will not be paid any amount.
Yeah.
So according to everybody, there is a tax good or bad.
Yeah.
But Adam Smith says tax is a different thing. He says the tax is good only when it has some principles. As I told you last time, principles of taxation.
Yeah.
That means to make taxes good, what are the required? That is principles of taxation. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I told you last time, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. It must be economical, it must be convenience and certainty, equity, everything I told you last time. Remember the word principles?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. But we have not taught minor tax and with that. Okay. Now the role of merits, the role and the merits of different UK taxes. What are the different taxes in UK? Whether they are good or bad. What is the role of taxes? That you know very well.
Yeah.
Simple thing is here. The government earns the income, gives the amount, uses this amount on public spending, construction of road, bridges, dams, etc. Okay.
Yeah.
What are the different types of taxes that is given? Nothing else. Nothing new
Yeah.
is there. I told you, government also sells some part of the assets, public assets,
Yeah.
or public companies. Then it does. Government does not call it as an income. Government
Yeah.
says it's a negative public expenditure.
Okay.
That I told you last time. Remember?
Yeah.
So this we have done. Taxes on income, which is the chart. Yeah. Okay. Let us see this question. Firstly, let us see what it is saying in taxes on income. If you refer to the figure 13.6, 13.6, 13.9. Okay, the same income that we have gone through. This is the chart that is 13.6.
Yeah.
We have read it already. Okay. The chart shows that the taxes on income, which are the most important category of tax in the UK, include corporation tax, national insurance contribution, as well as the personal income tax. What is national insurance contribution?
National insurance is what everyone has to pay, and it's already deducted out of their salary.
Yeah. That is a national contribution, the national insurance contribution that everyone has to pay. So government major source of income is national insurance contribution, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. These all are the direct taxes. This means that the person or organization being paid the income is directly liable to pay that tax to the government. Failure to declare income is tax evasion, which is illegal, right?
Yeah.
With regard to some principles of taxation, outer and arrear, the most wage and salary earners, income tax is cheap to collect. And it is convenient and certain for the taxpayer. When the person is poor, as you are saying, the poor people are paying taxes, but that is easy to collect.
Yeah.
And which is difficult to collect from the rich people.
Yeah.
Because they have their financial consultant, tax advisors who always try to escape the tax, right? So this means the person or organization being paid the income is directly liable to pay tax on government. Failure to declare income is tax evasion, which is illegal. With regard to some of the principles of taxation, outer and arrear, for most wage and salary earners, income tax is cheap to collect.
Yeah.
It is convenient and certain for the taxpayer and progressive. It is equitable in the sense that it reflects taxpayer ability to pay. In addition, when the basic tax threshold is set at a relatively high level, basic tax level, relatively higher level, people who receive very low income can be taken out of the tax net. That means if it is said that 12,500 500 pounds lesser income will not be charged tax, then they can be excluded very easily. But if it fixed at a higher level, then more and more people will be out of tax bracket. You know what is the rate of tax is in your country?
Yeah. It's income tax.
Yeah, income tax. I'm talking about income tax.
Yeah, so up to 12,000 is 0%.
Okay. 12,500.
Yeah, 12,500 is 0%. And then up
Yeah.
to 50,000 is 20%.
20%. Okay.
Yeah. And then up to 150,000 is 40, and then over 150,000 is 45%.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking up to 50,000, it is 10%.
No, there's 20.
It is 20, 30, 20, 40, and 45.
Yes.
In our country, it is 10%, then 20%, then 30%.
Oh,
The
okay.
maximum tax we charge is 10, 20, 30.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the income tax which is charged from the people is pay, as I told you, pay as you earn.
Mhm. Yeah.
But in the higher income people try to evade the tax.
Yeah.
Income tax is relatively easy to avoid and evade by
Mhm.
providing services such as plumbing and home hairdressing strictly for cash. Those who are relatively low income may successfully evade tax. That's what I told you.
Mhm.
Now this is the question.
Mhm.
Let us see what it's saying in the question. Shows the calculating the mean and median. It is talking about mean and median. You know how to calculate mean and median?
Yeah, I do.
So just add all the incomes divided
And
by
then divided by how many
20, divided by
yeah.
20. But
Mhm.
for calculating mean, median, we have to arrange it. Then we have to take the middle value. Okay.
Yeah.
The middle value is 10 plus 11. 10 plus 11 divided by 2. Okay.
Yeah.
The income of the 10th person, income of the 11th person divided by 2. Right.
Mhm.
That's a very rubbish question. I don't know why he's asking such a foolish question.
Yeah.
Taxes on spending. Okay. Now this is one of the income. What is tax on spending? As you know, indirect taxes.
Huh?
You are going to
Yeah.
going to buy a motorbike. You
Yeah.
have to pay tax. That means as you are spending, you are paying more taxes. If you
Yeah.
are not spending, you are not paying taxes. That means it is tax on spending. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
So after income tax, VAT and excise duty make up the second most important group
Yeah.
of taxes in UK. VAT is an ad valorem tax
Mhm.
which, while excise duty such as duty charged by spending on tobacco and other specific unit levied, not on the goods prices, but on the physical quantity of the goods. How many quantity you purchase?
Yeah.
More you purchase, more you pay. An
Mhm.
advantage on tax on the spending, as I told you last time, the
Yeah.
VAT is nearly 90% of the tax, 90%
Yeah.
of the cost of the cigarette, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So that is the rate of tax that we are talking about.
Yeah.
An advantage of tax on spending, especially excise duties, that can be used to encourage people to switch to their spending away from the goods deemed to undesirable to those regarded as good for customer. For example, away from demerit goods and towards merit goods. Some
Yeah.
economics, mainly of a free market persuasion, believe this is to be disadvantage rather than advantage.
Yeah.
They dislike government exercising paternalism, that is claiming to know better than ordinary individuals what is good for those whom they govern.
Yeah.
VAT, by contrast, is generally neutral tax, and that is levied on spending on most goods and services. VAT is
Yeah.
charged on every good, but excise duty is
Mhm.
charged only on the those goods which are not good for the people, right?
Yeah.
And that is levied on the spending on most of the goods, with the result that a change in VAT rate has little effect on patterns of expenditure. Many economists believe that unless there is a good reason to affect people's choice through
Mhm.
tax system, the
Yeah.
taxation of goods should be conformed to the principle of neutrality.
Mhm. Yeah.
Reasons for taxing some products at a higher rate than others could relate to demerit goods or externalities. Luxurious goods are charged higher, and simple goods are charged at a lower rate, right?
Yeah.
And essential goods are charged at a very low rate. Essentials means food items
Yeah.
or the items of daily use are charged at a very lesser rate. Why?
Huh? Um.
Why?
Not sure.
Why essential goods are charged at a lower rate?
Uh, because they are a a necessity.
A necessity, then why we are charging lesser rate?
so that it's fair for everyone, so everyone can buy it.
Yeah, poor people can buy very easily.
Yeah.
They are not burdened very much, right? That's why the tax rate is low. Okay.
Yeah.
So many economists believe that unless there is a good reason to affect people choices through the tax system, the taxation of goods should conform to the principle of neutrality.
Yeah.
Reasons for taxing some goods at a higher rate than the others relate to the demerit goods or externalities. Another reason could be influence the distribution of income, imposing zero tax on basic necessities and high taxes on frivolous luxuries, right?
Yes.
In any case, using indirect tax to encourage people to alter their expenditure patterns become less effective if more and more goods are taxed at the same rate.
Yeah.
That's one of the thing, nothing new. We can escape this. It will not be coming into exam anymore.
Yeah.
Just go through the question. Show that the changes in the government total revenue from indirect taxes. So index number from the period. Okay. What do you mean by index number? Remember?
Yeah. An index number is what measures the rate of inequality.
Anything else? By watching this table, what you can say about the index number?
It increases over time.
2014, 2015, what happened?
Oh, it decreased.
It decreased. It means in the 2014, 16, 14 and 15, the tax rate was reduced.
Yeah.
That means the government total revenue from the taxes was reduced from indirect taxation.
Yeah.
Then it increased every time. In 2016, it was the same as in the 2014.
Yeah.
Then after that, it increased at a rate of 2% approximate, right? As in 2019, there was a COVID, that's why it isn't fallen. Okay. Then shows the changes in the government total revenue from indirect taxes expressed as an index number. From this, calculate two decimal places percentage change in the revenue from indirect taxation between 2014 and 2019. 2016 and 2019. You have to just calculate in the percentage basis. That's very simple. Just divide by the 100, it will be 100%. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing new. What it was saying in 2004, 2014, what it was. 2013, the base was 100. 2014 and 2019. What is the difference between 2014 and 19?
It was 8.
8. So 8 divided by 96 into 100, right?
Yeah.
Then 2016 and 19, it was 4. It was 4 by 100 into 100, right?
Yes.
4%. Then 8 by 96, it will be something else, 8.33%. Okay.
Yeah.
There's one more source of income, that is taxes on capital and wealth. Whether everybody in your country pays tax on wealth?
Do
you think so?
I think so. Yeah.
Everybody pays tax on wealth tax. Everybody pays wealth tax.
Oh, I guess no, because not everyone has enough wealth.
Okay. I don't think so that people are paying wealth tax.
Yeah.
Okay. Wealth tax, that means how much wealth you have. If you are going to pay tax every year, your whole of the wealth will be went away to the government after some time. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Taxes on capital and wealth are also direct taxes. Some taxes on capital and wealth can be avoided and evaded. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But with others, it is less easy to do so. Wealth in the form of cash can be money laundered.
Yeah.
when given from one person to another. But on the other hand, wealth in the form of property is less easily done. You can not hide the property,
Yeah.
but you can hide the cash.
Yeah.
But on the other, wealth in the form of property is less easily hidden. If the taxman were to be given the authority, he could use a helicopter and data stored on the land registry to find out the information about the property values, who owns the property. But the problem is, you cannot come to know what the wealth of the people is because
Yeah.
these are not regularly updated.
Okay. Yeah.
The last time houses were valued for the purpose of collecting council tax,
Yeah.
and council tax is collected by the state,
Yes.
not by the central government. So council tax, which was the main UK tax on property, was back in 1991. You can
Mhm.
understand in 1991, now it is 30-year-old.
Yeah.
The prices have never been revised
No.
because there are so many factors which are affecting. Because if they
Yeah.
charge the taxes on the current income, everybody has to pay a huge amount of taxes. And that also includes
Mhm.
so many ministers and everybody else in the government also.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also their relatives.
Mhm.
And also one more thing, that if everybody is bound to pay more taxes, next time the government will not be elected.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
That's why they cannot increase the taxes.
Yeah.
Some general comments on the structure of the UK taxation. The financial crisis and the 2008-9 recession saw the government tax revenue collapse, and the budget deficit increased sharply. Tax receipts from the capital taxes, which includes stamp duty, capital, whether it has been increased or decreased. What do you think? In
Um.
2008-9,
In 2008 and 9, stamp duty
when
was
the tax,
decreased.
when there was a recession, do you think
Yeah.
that the stamp duty, capital gains tax has been increased or decreased?
Decreased.
Why decreased? Because there was recession.
Yeah.
Nobody is buying any property. The
No.
property rates were down.
Yeah.
So that's why. But later on in 2016-17, again it rose up, but then it falls again.
Yeah. There
Okay.
was this same thing in COVID as well. After COVID, if you wanted to buy a house, you don't have to pay stamp duty.
Okay.
Yeah.
That means you are not bound to pay stamp duty after COVID.
Uh, I think it was hard to happen eventually, but I don't think as of right now we have to pay stamp duty.
I don't think so. Because government never allows people to buy property without taxes. It can be reduced, but it cannot be totally gone off. Maybe in
Mhm.
your country you know better.
Yeah.
Please confirm this because I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because it increases the government source of income. Government never let go its source of income.
Yeah.
Government is very smart. Government always tries to increase the tax, not to reduce the tax. For some
Yeah.
time, they may have given a relaxation,
Yeah.
like in the period of COVID, only for 2 to 3 months or when the lockdown was here.
Mhm.
In
Yeah.
that period, that may happen. But after that, I don't think so. Please confirm whether it is
Yeah.
there or not. I don't
Mhm.
agree with you. It may be increased, but it cannot reduce.
Yeah.
Okay. Taxes on spending are the main source of government tax revenue. Before the recession, VAT was fixed at 17.5%. As a temporary measure, it was cut in November 2008 to 15% to stimulate the economy. But since April 2012, it has been 20%. Okay. Let's see. See what is saying. It was 17.5%. For
Yeah.
recession, government reduced to 15%, then increased to 20%.
Hmm.
That means more than the previous rate set.
Yeah.
Watching? So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Government never reduces the taxes.
Mhm.
Government always tries to gather more and more income from the people.
Yeah.
But since April 2012, it has been 20%. Likewise, property tax have been increased as a source of government revenue. Overall, regressive taxes, which affect the disposable income of the low people, have increased in the recession. The role and the merit of taxes in the affecting the distribution of income and wealth. Okay. This is nothing new. Just the same thing again and again. The same thing is saying why not?
Yeah.
With regard to the distribution and the income wealth, in the past decade, UK governments used taxation and public spending to try to reduce inequality between the rich and poor. More recently, although government have been less concerned about reducing inequality. Now the government is not concerned about reducing inequality.
Yeah.
The combined effect of taxes and public spending have made the distribution of income much more equal than if the government did not intervene. Under the influence of supply side thinking, government policy has been affected by the conflict between two of the principles of taxation mentioned previously, efficiency and equity.
Yeah.
Either the government do efficiency or can do equity. Efficiency requires greater incentive for work. That means people should be given more salary.
Yeah.
And enterprise in order to increase the UK's growth rate. However, when progressive taxation system transfer to the poor are used to try to make the distribution of income more equitable, it can mean the people had less incentive to work hard. Why he will work hard? Suppose I am a person living there.
Yeah.
And if I will earn more, I have to pay taxes more.
Yeah.
Pay more taxes. But I'm poor. I'm not required to pay tax. Why I will go work? I will not be encouraged to do work. Because for doing more work, whatever I will be earning, I have to pay taxes more.
Yeah.
And I will be left with the same income which I was getting earlier. Why should work? So that's what he's saying. However, when the progressive taxation and transfer to poor are used to try to make distribution of income more equitable, it can mean that the people had less incentive to work hard and to take risk by engaging in the entrepreneurial activity. Moreover, in the case with which the poor can claim welfare benefit and at the level with their available can create a situation in which the poor rationally chooses unemployment and state benefit in the preference of low wages and work. What the people do? People intentionally do unemployment and take the benefits of low wage and work. Okay.
Yeah.
In this so-called dependency culture, the unwaged were effectively married to the state. What does it mean? They have got married with the state. That means they have got married with the state. Now they have become their wife, who is getting money from the husband every month.
Yeah.
Without doing anything. That means they are married to the state.
Yeah.
They are sitting at home, getting salary from the government without doing anything.
Yeah.
And also doing nothing. But some of the poor obviously not enjoying this marriage, drift into anti-social behavior. And some people are not enjoying this marriage. And what they are doing? They are doing anti-social work. Attacking people's properties such as bus shelters as well as privately owned properties. They are not doing work and they are not taking money from the government. They are doing? They are doing anti-social activities.
Yeah.
So supply side view. Many supply side economics and politicians have argued that the income tax rates and benefit tax rates should be reduced. In my opinion also, I have the same opinion also. I think government should totally remove income tax and only charge VAT. That's it. That should be the only source of income for the government. VAT and excise duty. That's it. Nothing else. Because government should increase the taxes on the goods and services, because while collecting taxes from income tax, government has to do lots and lots of efforts, and the people are lesser income. The people should be buying goods when they will be having income. Suppose I am a person and I am living in India. If the government is not charging taxes from me, I will be left with more income. I will either save it or I will spend it.
Yeah.
If I will save, I'll save it into the bank. I'll be having more
Yeah.
income,
Mhm.
and more income from interest. And whenever the
Yeah.
bank will pay the interest, I have to pay taxes
Yeah.
because bank is providing me the service and getting taxes. And when I will buy the goods from that money, I have to pay taxes on the goods also. The government will be collecting the income from one side or the other side, but that will be one of the best side. But government
Yeah.
never does.
Mhm. Yeah.
The people say that the government should remove these taxes like the direct taxes. Income tax rate and benefit rate should be reduced. They believe that tax on the benefit cuts would alter the work leisure choice in the favor of supplying labor. That means the people will supply more labor when they have the more cut taxes. They will be encouraged to work more because when they are getting more
Yeah.
and they are not paying taxes, they will save more. And for the benefit of claimants who lack the skill necessary for the high paid jobs, they believe that to make everyone eventually better off, it is necessary to increase the gap between the amount of people earn when they are work and when they receive what they are out of work. And if the people will see that the other person who is working, he is getting more and more income, they will be
Mhm.
encouraged to work more, isn't it?
Yeah.
Suppose I am as a person, if I am getting income of 2000 pounds per month from the government, but if I see you, you are working somewhere, you are getting salary and you are
Yeah.
earning 20,000 pounds per month and you are able to spend it, then what I
Mhm.
will also be disappointed and also try to work more so that I can earn 20,000 pounds per month.
Yeah.
Okay. But only when I will be watching you that you are saving more and you are getting more luxurious life. You are living
Yeah.
more luxurious life than me. Only then I will do it. But if I'm watching that you are earning 20,000 pounds, but you are giving taxes to the government and you are left with only 8,000 pounds, why I will
Mhm.
say why I should work more? If I will work more for 12,000 pounds will be going to the government.
Yeah.
Why I will do that? Okay. So it is necessary to gap between the amount of people earn when they work like that. This means making these who are poor because they are unemployed and worst off. According to this view, increased inequality is necessary to create incentive to facilitate economic growth. What they are saying, what the second paragraph says, that means there must be more inequality among the people.
Mm.
More inequality means they're getting more incentive to work more. Am I right?
Yeah.
So do you agree?
Mm.
Do you think so?
I.
That people should not be given any kind of any benefits, etc., like
um.
unemployment benefits, etc.
To a certain extent, because after people just start taking advantage of it, but then like people who are willing to and actually trying to find a job, I think they should.
They should be paid. But how will
Yeah.
come to know?
Yeah.
How will
That's the
come to
only
know
thing
about?
because this is, some people just like take advantage of it.
Yeah, because inequality is widened, they are still relatively worse off compared to the rich. Now, come to this point. According to the data from ONS, inequality increased significantly in 1980s, 40 years back. I
Yeah.
don't know why we are teaching this method. And stabilized in the late 1990s. This was intended outcome of government supply side fiscal policy. In the first 2 decades of 20th century,
Mhm.
inequality has remained high,
Yeah.
although it has narrowed in the years following the financial crisis because income of the high income people have fallen faster than those of the low income people.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, the UK remains one of the most unequal countries in the Europe in the terms of disposable income. As I told you, Gini's coefficient. Remember
Yeah.
what is Gini's coefficient?
Uh, Chinese coefficient. Oh. wasn't it basically was a Gini coefficient like it measures like income, the distribution of like
Inequality in income.
inequality in income.
Yeah. If it is 0, it is good, or if it is 100, it is good.
If it's 0, it is good. If it's 100, it's bad.
Yeah. 100 means very much inequality is there, and 0 means no inequality is there, right?
Yeah.
Now comes the next. Okay. What is the UK's is this time? UK's Gini coefficient is 36.
Yeah.
As compared to France and Germany. France and Germany have 29 and 32.5%. Right?
Yeah.
When considering the merits and demerits of types of taxation, the starting point is to be considered to the extent which particular tax satisfies the various principles of taxation we have briefly explained.
Yeah.
Earlier, a good tax meets many of the principles as possible, whereas bad tax meets only a few, if of the guiding principle, right?
Yeah.
Now the budget deficit and national debt, revisiting budget deficit. National debt, I told you already, remember?
Yeah.
What is national debt?
The national debt is how much, say, is how do I say it? Isn't it, and isn't it when like the country how much like financial liability it has?
National debt means the government has taken loan from the people or from the countries.
Yeah.
Over a period of time, it may increase or it may decrease.
Yes.
How much debt has the government taken? It does not only mean the liability. If budget deficit is rising, national debt will also be rising, because government will be taking more and more loan, right?
Yeah.
Government always try to reduce the national debt. But if there is a problem in the country, then national debt cannot be reduced. And if there is a budget deficit, then the national debt will rise. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now just listen. Towards the beginning of the chapter, we took a first look at the budget deficit, toward the budgetary surplus and budget balance budget. We define the budget deficit as the difference between government spending and revenue from taxes and other revenue sources. When the government spending exceeds revenue greater than this, that means government revenue is more than the taxes.
Yeah.
Government spending is more than the taxes. That means budget deficit. In this section, we relate budget deficit to the national debt. Before, in the following sections, taking a look at the further aspect of the budget deficit, national debt. National debt is rather a misleading term. It is not the debt of the whole nation. Firstly, you should understand it is not the debt of the whole nation.
Yeah.
Or even of the whole of the public sector. It is not the public sector debt with which often confused. Rather, the national debt is a total stock of central government debt. The accumulated stock of central government borrowing, which is built up over the years. That means over 10 years or 20 years or 30 years, how much total loan the government has taken from the public.
Yeah.
Okay, for budget deficit. And with the government has not yet paid back. In the Keynesian era, when almost continuous deficit financing led to steadily rising nominal national debt in the UK, the national debt was not recorded as a burden on population. It is not a burden on the population. and reduction of the national debt was not really a fiscal policy objective. However, during this period, the national debt as a proportion of nominal GDP was falling because the economy was growing. National debt was falling because the economy was growing. Government was covering the taxes and paying national debt over a period of time and experience inflation. But economy was growing and experiencing inflation. By contrast, in the more recent years, and related to the arm of trying to reduce the level of both public spending and public sector borrowing as a proportion of national output, national debt reduction has become an important part of the supply side fiscal policy. Free market supply side economists are in the favor of low debts of government spending and low rate of taxes. They say government should spend less and earn less. Low rate of taxes, and in the favor of low level of tax spending and low level of taxation, and are also usually in the favor of government running a balanced budget. They say government should not run a deficit budget. Government should try to run a balanced budget. The relation between the budget balance and the national debt. Now listen. In the recent decades, UK government have usually run budget deficit, as I told you. In this situation, the flow of public sector borrowing which finances the budget deficit builds up a stock of accumulated debt that is known as national debt. Whenever the government does a deficit financing or deficit budget, government takes loan, then it is called as accumulated debt or it is called a national debt. Okay. Suppose current year I have a loan of 100 billion pounds. Next year I again take 70 billion pound. So total debt will be 170 billion now. Next time I took 130 billion pound. Then it become 300 billion pounds. So that will be known as a deficit national debt, right? Sometimes confuse the two D word, deficit and debt. In the depths of the recession before 2010, both the budget deficit and national debt and the wider public sector debt are growing. More recently, the deficit fell by third. Deficit is fallen by third. Effect which trumped the treasury, but the national debt continued to grow. So do you think if the deficit falling, then national debt will also fall? Do you think so?
If the deficit falls, the national, I don't think so.
Why not?
Because then national debt will still stay the same.
Pardon?
It's the entire money that the country has borrowed will stay the same.
No, it will increase. Even if it is increased. Suppose, listen to me. Suppose last year the budget deficit was 100 billion pounds. Suppose. Current year the budget deficit is 40 billion pounds. Our budget deficit has fallen by 60 billion pounds. So do you think the national debt will also fall? What do you think?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Why? Suppose, take yourself. You have taken, you are running your house and because of some problem, you are not able to cover up your income properly. Suppose you are the government and you are not able to cover up your income. So you made a deficit budget. That means you are taking it from your father. Last time you took 10,000 pounds. Okay. This time you took 4,000 pounds. So the deficit has fallen because last time you have taken 10,000 pounds. Now you have taken 4,000 pounds. Budget has fallen. But last time when it was 110,000 pounds, you have taken it from your father. How was that? How much was the debt? 10,000 pounds?
10,000.
10,000 pounds. This time you have again taken 4,000 pounds. So debt will increase or reduce?
Increase.
Debt will be 14,000, na?
Yeah.
But in real term, you may see that you have not taken much of debt this time in comparison to the previous time. Budget deficit has fallen. Budget deficit is falling from 100 billion pound to 640 billion pound. But national debt will not fall. It will be increased by 40 billion pound then.
Yeah.
Last time increased by 100 billion pound. Now this time will increase by 40 billion pound. That is the only difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it is not increasing at the faster rate as it was in the last time.
Yeah.
That is the only difference. Okay.
Yeah.
So government ministers as high as the prime minister, the former head of the treasury, sometimes confuse the two D's words, because when they are giving the speech in the parliament, when they're giving the speech in the White House, then again they uh, are confused in the two terms, deficit and debt.
Yeah.
This is the deficit is rising, whereas they should say the debt is rising, or debt is rising or deficit is rising. They confuse. In the depths of the recession before 2010, both the budget deficit and national debt were growing. More recently, the deficit fell by a third. Deficit is falling.
Yeah.
Deficit is falling, but debt is not falling. But the national debt continue to grow. Why it is growing? The same reason that I given you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
To understand the reason for this, you must first understand the difference between stocks and flow. A budget deficit is an example of economic flow.
Yeah.
Okay. This means that even when the deficit is falling, provided it is still positive.
Yeah.
Deficit is positive. That means earlier it was 100, now it is 40. Okay. That means it is not a surplus. It is not a surplus, it is a deficit. The flow of net borrowing that finances the budget deficit adds to the stock of national debt. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Earlier it was 10,000 pounds, now it is 14,000 pounds. It will increase.
Yeah.
It is useful also to distinguish between the nominal or money value of the budget deficit and national debt as a percentage of nominal GDP. The debt to GDP rate. How much is the GDP and how much is the debt? If it is much more, then it is a cause for worry.
Yeah.
The debt to GDP ratio is an indicator of the burden of the national debt on the economy. With an understanding of these differences, you can appreciate that while nominal national income may be rising, nominal national income is rising. That means national income is rising.
Yeah.
Nominal national debt may be rising. The national debt as a percentage of nominal GDP may be falling.
Yeah.
This happens when nominal GDP rises much faster rate than the nominal debt. That means debt is not rising as fast as the income is rising, and that will be good for the economy.
Yeah.
Either because of the economic growth or inflation, or both. Because of inflation, you may be watching that the income is rising.
Yeah.
Do you understand this thing?
Yeah, I do.
How?
Because of inflation, as it would have to increase people's salaries to match the.
National income may be rising. National income may be rising in that case. Listen to me. Suppose, Arush, you produce this pen.
Yeah.
Earlier, you produced 1,000 pens.
Yeah.
This pen is of 100 pounds. Suppose 100 pounds. 100 pound pen, and you are producing 1,000 pen. What is the total income of our country? 100,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Next year, what happened? You produce only 9,000 pens.
Yeah.
Quantity fallen. But this time the price has increased of the pen to 200 pounds. 200 pounds.
Yeah.
So what will be the national income this time? 200 into 900, right?
Yeah.
200 multiplied by 900, that means 180,000 pounds. What was the earlier income?
Yeah.
Earlier it was 100,000 pounds
Mhm.
last year. Now it has increased to 118,000 pounds.
Mhm.
Increased or decreased? National income increased or decreased?
It would have increased.
Whether it is good or bad?
It's bad.
Why bad?
Because you don't want to be more in debt.
Pardon?
You don't want to have a extra debt.
No, national debt is not concerned. Forget about the national debt. I'm not talking about national debt, beta. I am talking about the national income. Economy's income. Earlier, I was selling 1,000 pence at a price of 100 pounds each. So the national income of the nation was 100,000 pence. 100,000 pounds, sorry. Okay. This time the production fell to 900 pounds, 900 pence.
Yeah.
But the price increased to 200. That means there's a lots of inflation. So the income of the nation will be 180,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Earlier, the national income of the nation was 100,000 pounds. Now it is 180,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Is it good or bad?
It's good.
It's bad.
Oh.
It's bad. Why bad? Because earlier the production was 1,000 pence. Physical goods were producing more. Now our economy is not growing. Our economy is falling.
Yeah.
But the prices have rising. But the prices are rising.
Yeah.
From 100 pounds to the price of the pen became to 200 pounds. So you may be thinking that the economy is growing, but the economy is not growing in the real sense.
No.
Economy is falling. Why? From 1,000 pence, you are producing 900 pence.
Yeah.
The economy will be good position if you are selling more pens than the earlier and the prices have increased. No problem.
No. Okay. Yeah.
Real physical output should be more, but the real physical output is falling. That is not good in any sense. Okay, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
That means the inflation may be there and the nominal GDP may be rising.
Yeah.
That means nominal GDP is rising not because of the production rising. It is rising because of prices are rising.
Prices, yeah.
There is a difference. Economy will be in a good position when the production is rising and income is rising. Economy is in a bad position when the production is falling but income are rising only because of inflation.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what it is saying, this happens when nominal GDP rises faster than the national nominal debt, either because of economic growth, which is good, or maybe inflation, which is bad. Got it?
Yes.
If the economy is growing because of economic growth, that means from 1,000 pence, we have produced 2,000 pence. Good. But if we from 1,000 pen, we have produced only 900 pen, but the income is rising because of inflation. Very bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, but because it increases the national debt, the budget deficit generally increases the total interest payment and government has to pay to the saver who has lent to the government. Conversely, the budget surplus allows the government to reduce the national debt by paying back to the fraction of the past borrowing. As mentioned in the previous section, changes in the interest rate will also affect the outcome. If the interest rate is more, people will be more ready to give money to the government. But if the interest rate is less, they will not be ready to make the payment to the government, right?
Yeah.
And now this is the only thing that we are left. In the next class, we will see that the chapter could be finished. Chapter will be finished in the next class, every cost. Now I will be taking more pages. There are many more pages are left. It is not the full book. It is not the full chapter. Okay. In the next class, I will finish every cost. The chapter will be finished and we shall be starting the new chapter. It is one of the boring chapter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you are also yawning like me. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Rajab. Okay, Rajab. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.